The film starts by showing a college where there was a group of 4 girls. One of them was called Ren. They decide that we have not spent time together for a long time. We will have a lot of fun and enjoy together at night in a friend's house among them, to which everyone happily agreed and went to their own house. One of these friends, named Hallie, was sitting with her family and eating. Here, she tells everyone that I have to stay with my friends today. I will leave in a little while. But her younger sister says, please take me with you, to which she refuses, saying I can't take you with me because I have to stay there at night. Now after a while, Ren came to take Hallie, after which they both left to go to their friend's house, where they have to stay tonight. In a while, the friends got together and started making plans how to enjoy tonight so they will not get bored. One of their friends tells them that our male friends have also gathered like us tonight, but they are not going to party for any such purpose, but they are going to do a secret work there. That secret work is that they are going to call Slenderman. Everyone asks as they hear the name of Slenderman, what is Slenderman? On which her friend searches for Slenderman on her mobile and tells that he is a thin, long, strange man having no face. He has such evil powers through which he makes children and adults disappear. He first controls their mind, then makes them disappear, or kills them, or leaves them alive. But the surviving man does not remain like this, but is destroyed forever. A strange branch also grows behind Slenderman. Like a tree, none has ever been able to find out why he does this. As they hear this, one of their friends plays a video about Slenderman on their laptop, in which it was being told that how can you call Slenderman? Seeing this, the girls were happy and wanted to know how to call him. What would have been done in the video? With this thought, they play the video. In the video, it is said that at the first bell, you will have to close your eyes. At the second bell, you will have to leave all your thoughts and just pay attention. As the third bell rings, open your eyes. After it, the girls do everything according to the video. As the third bell rang, everyone opened their eyes, with which he showed a strange tree on the screen, and suddenly, strange pictures appear on the screen. All things were pointing toward black magic and devil. With this, the video ends here. They did not like this video at all and say it was such a bad video. Saying this, they go to sleep. But their eyes were opening again and again because of the video. They were scared now. The next day, when Hallie was sleeping in her room, she had a strange dream. Suddenly, she got up and went to a forest, and she saw the same strange tree that she had seen in the video. As she looked at the tree, she saw a strange thing. Because of this, her eyes immediately opened. Well, 2 weeks pass like this, where all college students are taken to a graveyard for a project. Here, Hallie asks her friends, do you also have nightmares like me? Ren says yes, I often have nightmares just like that video. Then Hallie's eyes went to her friend, who instead of moving forward, stands there and staring at the forest. Hallie asks her, what happened? What are you looking there? Are you okay? But she kept looking there. She did not answer because of this. She goes away from there while she was still standing and looking at the trees. She was nervous. The trees were shaking hard and the sky had also become strange. It seemed as if the trees were able to speak and calling her to themselves, due to which her fear increased. And then along with it, that girl disappeared where her friend was looking worried, and a lot of effort was being made to find her, but she had no clue. The team of the police was also called, but she wasn't found, and because of this, everyone had to go back to their homes. When Hallie came home, her younger sister says, you are worried because your friend is missing. If you know anything about her, then you can tell me. Now they were talking. Suddenly, a voice came from outside. Hallie left her sister there and went to check outside, where she found out that this is my friend's dad who has disappeared, and he came to ask about her. He was furious, and suddenly he grabbed Hallie by the neck and started asking about her daughter. Tell me, where is she? That day she was with you in college. Hearing this commotion, Hallie's parents came there. When they saw that her friend's dad was behaving so badly, they reported him to the police. After a while, the police came here and took him with them. The next day, Hallie goes to college and tells about the incident that happened last night. Hearing this, Ren says that you do not think that everything is really strange. I think her dad's anger is fine. Suddenly, her daughter is missing. I think all this happened because of that video. She was our friend, so now it is our duty to find her together and bring her back. After this, the three of them decide that tonight we will go to our friend's room so that we can get some clues from there. Maybe we will get some information about her disappearance. With this thought, they went to her house. Ren stands at the door and distracts her dad. Meanwhile, the friends go inside and bring their friend's laptop. They found some drawings near the laptop. in which there was a strange tree, a man was standing in front of it, and a girl was there. Now they reach Ren's house and turn on their friend's laptop where they first found the video, in which two little girls were running. They were going toward the forest. The Slender Man standing in front of them was staring at them. Later, Slender Man was standing next to them. He was really long, thin, and there was no face like eyes, nose, mouth, nothing. They found a second video where a child was playing in the forest. That's when the Slender Man starts coming to him. He was slowly moving toward him. He gets scared and started screaming. When they checked, they found their friend's chat where she used to talk to a user girl. Here they also found their friend's video, which was of the same forest, and she was moving forward. That's when she suddenly looked in front and got scared, and with this, the video ended. Now they did not get anything from here. They go to their house. At night, Ren turns on the laptop again where the same user girl's message had come. Ren tells her that I am her friend and our friend has disappeared suddenly. Will you help us find her? At this point, the user girl says yes. Why not? But for that, you have to go to the forest and do as I say. The next day, Ren meets her two friends and tells them everything that I talked to that user girl. I asked her for help, so she agreed to help us. She said that we have to go to the same forest because our friend disappeared from there. It also came to light that the Slender Man had kidnapped her and taken her, and if we give him our valuables, he can return our friend to us. At night, these three friends go to the forest with their valuables. Ren brings a clay pot made of hand with whom she was in love. The second friend brings her and her dad's picture, which was her last picture with her dad because then he died, and she loved her dad much. Hallie brings her younger sister's blanket, which was made by her grandmother. Now these three girls keep the things there and sit with blindfolds on their eyes and start calling the Slender Man. Now, as we know, 3 bells will ring and he will come, but the principle of this process was not to open eyes. Now as the first bell rang, her friend removes the bandage and starts looking. But when she doesn't see anyone, she ties the bandage again and closes her eyes. After this, the second bell rang and then the third. As the third bell rang, the surrounding environment and the weather began to change. Now the one who had opened the bandage, that friend, felt that someone was standing behind me. That's why she takes off the bandage and starts looking again. When she was looking around, she saw a tree nearby that suddenly shakes. She gets so scared that she starts running away from there, and while running, she came deep into the forest. She falls at one place where the Slender Man comes to her and starts trying to scare her. Her screams were heard by Ren and Hallie. That's why she also starts looking for her while removing her bandage. After finding a lot, they find their friend safely. Seeing her, they came to life. She decides to leave immediately before a big problem means the Slender Man comes. They come to their house and everyone goes to sleep, and Hallie started dreaming and starts seeing old memories. When the friends start enjoying, they start remembering her missing friend. After this, we see her other friend. When she was listening to songs, suddenly a strange voice was heard in her mobile. That's why she quickly got up and started checking her mobile. She sits holding her head because she becomes worried. Now suddenly, she got a video call from an unknown number. As she picked up the video call, it was clearly visible that some invisible force was moving towards her room. With it, someone comes and starts strangling her. She came in front of the mirror and tried to see who was strangling her, but she couldn't see anything. After this, we see the college scene where these friends were worried because one after one, her other friend also missing. She had not been coming to college for many days. After the class was over, Hallie was going to her house. Meanwhile, her friend came running after her and invites her to come to his house. Hearing this, Hallie's face smiled because they loved each other. She tells her friend about tomorrow. After it, he leaves from here, but when Hallie looks at the tree, she sees Slenderman standing there who tries to call her to himself. Now she gets panicked, but ignoring it, she leaves from there. Meanwhile, Ren's sitting in the library and searching about Slenderman, but when she doesn't get much information, she starts reading the book kept in the library in which the picture of Slenderman was shown and was told about him. She was reading the book. Suddenly, the light has gone, which makes her scared. She starts looking around, being scared of torchlight, where she sees Slenderman. She is so scared that she starts running from there, but he also started following her. She started going here and there while escaping, but wherever she was going, Slenderman also followed her. Like that, he was following her and comes close to her and catches Ren. He started touching her. Here we see Slenderman so close for the first time, who was a strange man without face. Now as he disappeared from there, Ren's face also became the same. Neither her eyes, nose, nor mouth. In fear, she started checking around, and after a while, she came to her senses, where everything was normal and she comes to life. After knowing this, she goes to Hallie and tells everything about Slenderman, whatever she read. She shows her in the book and tells her that he is playing with our mind. because their friend has not come to college for a long time. They decide that we will go to his house and see what happened. Is she at home or not? And if she is, then why is she not coming to college? After it, they reached her house. They see inside the house and started calling her friend. When her friend came out, she was in a strange condition and was just looking in front instead of her friends. She was completely lost. Her eyes were strange and hair was scattered. It seemed as if someone had controlled her. Seeing her condition, Ren and Hallie get upset and immediately went back from there. On the way, Hallie tells Ren that I have to go to my friend's house today. I am getting late. Saying this, she left. When she came to her friend's house, he becomes happy to see her. They play music. Hallie's friend hugs her. Meanwhile, Hallie sees some terrible face in him who was trying to enter. That's why she pushed her friend and tells him, I have seen someone inside you and heard a terrible voice. But her friend says, don't worry, this maybe happened because of Slenderman. As you have seen his video, I also have a video but I haven't seen it. Here, Hallie says don't watch it and promise me that you will not watch it. Hallie's friend promised and then she leaves from there being satisfied. The next day, we see Hallie's friend in the class and there were strange marks on his arm. His condition was also not well and Hallie could see it. Now Hallie was using her mobile. She hears her missing friend's voice and feels like her friend is calling her. That's why without thinking she moves to the forest while following the voice where she sees Slenderman standing. Seeing him, she hides behind the tree but till then he has seen her and holds her from behind. Meanwhile, she wakes up and comes to life knowing that it was her dream. Then she comes to the washroom and stands in front of the mirror, but her condition gets worse. She starts puking and her belly starts swelling. Then branches appear from her belly. She gets so scared that he starts screaming. Then the branches from her belly hit the mirror. The mirror breaks and with it, Hallie wakes up again and she comes to know this was her dream. This time, she wakes up from real sleep and suddenly, she hears her sister screaming. But when she goes to check her, she was scared and gets faint with a loud shriek. She wasn't coming to her senses, so she was taken to the hospital. Hallie was using her mobile in the hospital. She moves to her sister's room and saw weird things on the way, like some people were standing at the counter and staring her, a strange man cutting a lady's hair in a bathtub. She also sees a family who is happy. Hallie keeps on moving forward and finds her sister on the bed but as a dead body. She recognizes her and there was cloth on her face. As she removes the cloth, her sister was moving her face weirdly. Then suddenly she held Hallie's arm. As this happened, Hallie was lost in thoughts. Right after it, she was shown the same forest again where there is no cloth on her body and she is lying in a grave in a strange condition. Her face was shaking hard and body parts were lying far separately. Then one day, her eyes and mouth came out and covered her face with this. Hallie came back to her senses. But when she came to her senses, she saw that she was ending someone with a knife and then with a scream. She comes to her senses and discovers that everything she saw was just her illusion, even everything is normal. Meanwhile, her sister's condition gets worse and she starts screaming loudly. None was controlling her. That's why she was shifted to emergency immediately and was just saying while leaving he had no face. Hallie becomes worried after hearing this because she discovered that she was talking about the Slenderman. He is doing this to her. He is playing with her mind. Hallie reaches home and checks her friend's laptop. She finds her sister's video in which Ren was asking her to sacrifice her loveliest thing. Seeing it, Hallie doubts her friend Ren and moves to her house and sees Ren was ending herself while standing on the window. Hallie reaches there at the right time and saves her while pulling her. When she comes to her senses, she asks why you used my sister Ren. Ren tells her while weeping, I didn't use her but she came to me while weeping and asked me for help. To help her and to make her find I was going to sacrifice myself. You are doubting me. But yes, Slenderman wants to end all of us. Whoever will see his video will sacrifice their loveliest thing. He will end them. Otherwise, he will not spare anyone because his powers increase after ending and destroying people. She was telling all this meanwhile. She gets a video call. As she picked up the call, it felt like someone is coming to her. Even though Hallie locks the door immediately, but it comes inside in a form of a black shadow. Suddenly, the hands like branches come from behind Ren and suddenly pulls her through the window. Hallie was just seeing this, but even then she moves behind her to save her and reaches a forest. She starts looking for Ren. Meanwhile, the Slenderman comes in front of her and he has many feet. He was looking like a spider and was behind her. Hallie gets scared and starts running from there. She stands near a tree and many branches of the tree capture Ren. It grabs them and engulfs her duo. Hallie disappears into the tree. Hallie's sister was saying again and again, no Hallie, you can't leave me like this. And the Slenderman took her like others. Likewise, the friends have become Slenderman's prey because they watched his video and since then he starts playing with their minds while controlling them. They get scared and it becomes easy for Slenderman to end them as he lives on people's fear and becomes powerful while ending and destroying them. He shows the evil to the people, the evil they could see. They end them when they become frightened, but if someone comes up with his fear, he leaves him, but destroys him as he did with Hallie's sister while making her sick. Now she will scream that she will become insane means he did wrong to people at any cost. Whether you get scared or came over your fear, here ends the story of this movie.